Hello and welcome to my unboxing and first look at the Warhammer 40,000 Conquest magazine issue 80. It's a very special unwrapping. It's the final one. There are no more issues after 80. This is it. This is the culmination of 20 months or a year and 8 months worth of £32 a month, not including the files and all the rest of it. This is it. This is, oh, it's emotional, it really is. And what a great issue to end it all on scenery. This whole subscription, there's been a lot of scenery. The next video will be my review of issues 79 and 80 because I'll review this Magnavent walkway, but the video after that will be a full review of the entire subscription, the full 80 issues, or £639 of them, not including the extra files of course. It's probably even more if you bought the premium subscription. Anyway, let's crack onto it and open it with some D2 tool steel. Oh, did you just see that? That went through, yeah, probably went through the scenery as well, and through the table. Okay, so there's the issue, and they managed to fit 2 sprues in there. Naughty, naughty. The last issue, issue 79, had 1 sprue. They can do it. They can make a bigger bag, put 3 in, and then have issue 80 as a unique special character only available in this collection, like Lieutenant Calcius, I think it is. Anyway, we'll have a look at the sprue in a moment, guys. So let's have a look at the issue first of all. Oh, Sisters of Battle. So it ends the whole of the subscription with a showcase of Sisters of Battle. There's some new models there. There's Saint Celestine and a battle sister with a bolt gun, and there's some pictures there as well. It's a little disappointing in a way. Partway through the whole subscription, they started doing these showcases. I mean, it wouldn't be blatant advertising if they went into a load more lore about them and things, but it is pretty much a few sentences there, a couple there, and then you've got 2 full pages of, you know, the adverts for the miniatures, which, yeah, I can see that, you know, they've used this platform, which I thought was going to be more hobby tips, more painting, more lore and backstory of, you know, the models and things that you get in with the subscription. They're using it as a platform now for advertising. I don't know how the Age of Sigmar subscription is shaping up, but yeah, it's just something to note. It's frustrating because they are using this subscription as a showcase for lots of other armies that aren't included in the subscription. I would rather them just focus on Space Marines and Primaris and Death Guard, you know, the models that you actually get with subscription. Yes, it's nice to know a little bit about them in various stories, sort of in an ad hoc way, but when it's thrown at you, look at this army as well, look at this, it's really feeds into the whole Games Workshop strategy of getting you hooked and getting you collecting everything, every army. Anyway, enough about my little rant. How to paint the Magnavent walkway. They say just slap it with lead belcher. It says use a large brush. It says undercoat it. I mean, it is a base paint, but personally I would spray it. I'd spray it with the lead belcher spray, and saves you way more time, doesn't use your brush, doesn't use all the paint in the pot as well. It's just a faster and, you know, I say cheaper way of doing it, and you get such an amazing result anyway with the spray. So they paint it with the brush, then they use null oil, then they paint some Rakkar flesh over the metal. That's interesting. Wow. To go from lead belcher to that must take a couple of layers. Then you've got Celestia Grey and Mephiston, Agrax Earthshade for the Rakkar flesh parts. And then you get something that looks a lot like this. You get a walkway which is sort of painted, and then you get all the supports which are in the steel. They've done a lot of detail work on the ladders and things. Then the Magnavent walkway rules for the terrain. bit more there. Mission briefing for the Plague Planet. Wow, so you've got a big Plague Planet there. And then this, which I guess is the side of the Noctilith crown. Yeah, right there. And then the end is nigh. And then Space Marines victory. Okay. Or Death Guard victory. Hey, so there you go. So that's the end of it. And then it says your conquest is complete. Look at it. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. I like that it shows every single issue there. That's great reference. That's going to be brilliant for my my final video, where I review the whole subscription in its entirety. And then let's look at the next issue. Oh, this is the only issue where you won't see a preview of the next issue. It just has an advert for the Warhammer store. There you go, that's issue 80. Let's have a look at the sprues. You've got the supports for the walkway. You've got some chains and hooks. You've got pipe work and tubing. You've got ladders, a couple of ladders there, 4 supports. And then this is quite a large piece, these sort of curved walkway parts and big servitor head thing on a crane, and more walkway barriers, I want to call them, and this thing. So yeah, that's the scenery, that's the sprue. It is a bit of a shame. It's a bit of bittersweet in a way, because I would have liked to have seen them do so much more with this subscription. Have like a unique figure right at the end, maybe have a book at the end, you know, something as like a thank you to reaching the end of this subscription, maybe just for subscribers only, but that would be so cool, and that would be like a great thank you, rather than just a piece of paper that, you know, we can all go to work and, you know, print off a piece of paper within a few seconds. It's just, it would have been nice to have something to remember it all by, rather than a box of blue, green and brown plastic. At the end of the day, this whole subscription will have cost you £639 minimum. What could you have spent with that £639? You could have easily bought a Thunderhawk gunship from Forge World, which is one of my favourite models from there. You could have bought almost 2 Warhound Titans, maybe a Warhound Titan and a couple of super heavy tanks. You could have bought 2 or 3 full armies. You know, you could have bought all the Sisters of Battle stuff, a nice Death Guard army, and maybe an Age of Sigmar army. So it's a big investment, and I just want to draw your attention to that this has cost you, you know, £640. There's a lot of other things you could have spent the money on, but I will go into that much more in depth in my whole review of the subscription, so stay tuned for that in the next couple of videos. So thank you ever so much for joining me on issue 80. I hope you enjoy the review, and a special thank you to you if you've watched every single one of these. I was on the fence for a while about buying the subscription, and I did eventually enroll into it, mainly because of you guys. A lot of you sent me messages, emails saying, look, get on this subscription, we'd like to see you unbox and review these models and go through the journey, because for many people it's not even available in their country for whatever reason. So thank you very much for your motivation and your support, and I hope you've enjoyed this whole series. End of a chapter for the channel for this. On to the next one. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.